They say sometimes the biggest explosion in the room isn't heard, it's seen. Today, in the shadows of the finish line at Martinsville Speedway, that explosion came in the form of raw disappointment and shattered dreams. For Joey Logano and Ryan Blaney, it didn't just sting, they exploded. Because this wasn't just another race, this was everything. Logano, the man who's hoisted 3 Cup Series titles, stood outside the door of the Final Four, watching it close. Blaney, starter in 31st and clawing his way forward, came thundering down the stretch, only to find himself stopped cold. I don't know, it seemed like right at the end of that run, the top 5 cars started tanking, Joey said. But it just seems like the tires. They fall off huge. Then everyone's the same speed. Then they started tanking right at the end. Then the caution came out, right? You gotta do something different, right? You can't do the same. He paused. We would have got killed if we stayed out. That many laps on your tires, there's no chance. We're just too far back, right? Just couldn't close the gap. Just wasn't good enough. Blaney was a warrior in this fight. He started 31st. Honestly, I thought it was impossible to win this race from 31st, said Jeff Gordon, and battled his way up. He said, I look back on that long run before the last yellow. William got by me and I just got loose. 2 lap cars and my drive was fading quick. I tried to manage. And yeah, that's just 2 guys going for it. I don't blame him for taking that. I kind of lost momentum and I would have done the same thing, to be honest with you. Those words, gracious, almost noble in defeat, masked a deeper turbulence. Because while he voiced sportsmanship, inside the cockpit, the detonation of hope had already ignited. Let's rewind to where the chaos began. Martinsville. 500 laps of metal war. Blaney surged through the field, strategy in one hand, grit in the other. He commanded the second half of the race and appeared to be the man to beat. But then came the moment. With 44 laps to go, the leader, William Byron, attacked. He muscled his way into turn 1, nudged Blaney aside, and stole the lead. Byron later said, "Damn, I got a lot to say," smiling. Things have a way of working out. God really tests your resilience a lot of times. We obviously go to Phoenix. Just go try to kick ass there. Blaney watched his chances vanish in that instant. He said, "To start where we did and make up the ground that we did was really impressive. The 24 was just a little better than us at the end. I seemed to lose a little rear drive quicker than he did, and he was able to keep it longer than me until he got the lead. Proud of the effort. It's a shame we're not going to Phoenix as part of the Championship 4. The bitterness and pride. He fought hard, but someone else got the win." Meanwhile, Logano's night ended in frustration. "Bummed," he admitted. "I don't know if there's another word for it. I'm just bummed that one of us didn't make it. Everyone works hard enough to deserve to be there. We just couldn't get the job done today, or really the last 3 races. That's what it comes down to." The truth in his tone, this wasn't just missing a race, it was missing the race. And so here we are. 2 drivers from Team Penske, a powerhouse, a dynasty, a team that has swept championships in the next-gen era, knocked out. With neither Logano nor Blaney making the Final Four, the landscape has changed. "This is anyone's race now," Jeff Gordon said. "We saw what they did at New Hampshire. We saw what they did today. Where did Blaney start, 30th? He drove up the field. They put themselves in position. But today they hit the wall, literal and figurative. And when the final checkered flag dropped, Penske's grip on the title, their iron-fisted control, slipped. The field had changed. The momentum shifted. For Logano and Blaney, the meltdown was total and visible. In the stands, fans watched the fall of 2 giants. On the pit wall, crew chiefs and mechanics exchanged glances. At the front, Byron and Kyle Larson advanced. The calls were made. The shifts occurred. And in the middle of it all, Logano and Blaney stood silent. What does that silence sound like? It sounds like strategy meetings that ended in what-ifs. It sounds like tires wearing thin while hope burns fat. It sounds like the roar of an engine fading into the hum of defeat. And yet, the story is not finished. Because even as one chapter closes, another opens. Blaney said it himself. "We'll be doing the best we can to finish the year out strong." Logano? Well, he'd be back. The spark may be dampened, but never extinguished. It's the day after Martinsville, and the wreckage is still smoldering. Not the cars, but the emotions. The fallout from what happened has left a crater not just in Team Penske's season, but in the very structure of power at the top of NASCAR. There's no Penske driver in the Championship 4. That's not a stat. That's a statement. Let me explain. For the last 3 years, if you were going to win a championship, you had to go through a Penske Ford. They were the kings of the next-gen era. Ruthless, strategic, efficient. Joey Logano, NASCAR's boogeyman. Ryan Blaney, calm, smooth, surgical. Together, they were a double-edged sword. And now, gone. Wiped out in one race. Blaney gave it everything. He almost made it mythical. From 31st on the grid to leading the race with less than 50 laps to go. That's not a comeback. That's a resurrection. But in the end, it came down to inches. Seconds. A single aggressive move from William Byron. Byron didn't just win the race, he stole it. Elbowed Blaney aside, drove off into the sunset with Penske's ticket to Phoenix in his rearview mirror. "I hate that we made contact," Byron said. "I think he was probably leaving just enough space as well. I was going into the corner committed. That's kind of fighting for space. Yeah, it's hard racing. We both want to make the championship 4. It's a race win. It's no ill will. It's just kind of hard racing. Racing for the win." Hard racing. That's the phrase everyone loves to use when they walk away with the trophy. But Blaney? He swallowed it with grace. "It was 2 guys going for it. I would have done the same thing," he admitted. That's the heart of a champion, even when he's not going to race for one. And what about Logano, the 3-time champ who's turned pressure into championships more than once? He looked almost dazed after the race. "You could almost argue 2 tires there. It would have been close. We were almost too far back. Just couldn't close the gap. Just wasn't good enough." That's the sound of realization. The math didn't add up. The strategy didn't click. And the results? Inevitable. Jeff Gordon, watching from the Hendrick Motorsports camp, summed it up best. "They've carried that on into Phoenix, right? And have won championships last few years. I think it is wide open." And with Penske out of the equation, wide open doesn't mean exciting. It means vulnerable. 4 drivers, Byron, Larson, Briscoe, and Hamlin. 2 Hendrick, 2 Gibbs, all capable, none dominant. Christopher Bell, who barely missed the cut, took his elimination with class, but with a heavy truth. We just need to be more consistent. We have flashes of greatness, and we just kind of taper off. And tonight, we were just another guy out there. But Bell's disappointment was surgical. For Penske, it was apocalyptic. Think about this. Logano had to win. Blaney almost did. Neither made it. And maybe the most chilling part? No one in the championship 4 wanted to see them there. Why? Because Penske ruins parties. Penske doesn't just show up. They crash the field, rewrite the ending, and walk out with the crown. Instead, it's William Byron who stands center stage. That last restart, I would put right in there with that. I mean, he nailed that restart, Gordon said. Not only did he get the jump in the restart area, but then he drove that thing deep down into 1. I was also expecting Blaney to give him the bumper. William didn't give him a chance to do that. It wasn't just a win, it was a block, a denial, a finale-changing moment. Now, as NASCAR heads to Phoenix, the Final 4 is locked in. But one can't help but feel the tremors from who's not there. The silence from the Penske camp is thunderous. Blaney's heartbreak, Logano's defeat, gone, but not forgotten. Because that's the danger of underestimating champions. They remember. Blaney said it best. "Just not quite enough tonight, but we move on." And they will. Logano? He'll sharpen his sword. Blaney? He'll turn pain into pace. And next year? You can bet your last set of tires. They're coming back like a freight train. So here's the question for you. Was this the fall of an empire? Or just the moment before the storm returns? Let me know in the comments.